Welcome to Total Retail Talks, your podcast channel for retail knowledge.
Hi everyone and welcome to episode 137 of Total Retail Talks. In today's episode, executive editor Joe Keenan sits down with Hampton Catlin, senior director of engineering at Rent the Runway. Listen in as they discuss Rent the Runway's use of new in-store self-service barcode scanning kiosks to return and pick up merchandise. All live from this year's NRF Big Show in New York City. And now, on to the show.
Hi, I'm Joe Keenan of Total Retail. I am here at the National Retail Federation Big Show in New York. I am joined by Hampton Catlin of Rent the Runway, Senior Director of Engineering at Rent the Runway. We're going to be talking a little bit about how Rent the Runway is partnered with Isla and some of their technology for use in their stores. So thanks for joining me, Hampton.
Yeah, no problem. It's great to be here in the Crystal Palace of the Javits Center.
Exactly, the very cozy Javits Center. So let's first start with, maybe we should just kind of level set and just give a minute or two on Rent the Runway business in case any of our audience isn't familiar with it.
Yeah, and I think, we're a very unique type of business, and we're changing rapidly. And honestly, the core of our business is the thing that is informing our retail.
Yeah.
It's kind of not the other way around. These things are like really bound up together. So the business was founded 8 years ago by Jen Hyman, and it really started as the idea of, hey, women want to look beautiful, they want to wear great things, and why would you spend so much money on a thing you only wear once?
Yeah.
So how do we get like high fashion to people kind of affordably? And I think the original story a lot was like quality and affordability was the original kind of formula. What's happened is, that business as a business line has continued to grow, and it's the heart of what we do. However, about 20 months ago, we launched subscription businesses, and that is an entirely different beast. And we've basically taken all the operations and logistics stuff that we've used to power our kind of event-based business into the subscription. And it's basically $159 a month. You get 4 items at a time, and you can exchange them as many times as you want during the month. That was our original program. We have a second lower cost item, but I won't get into the details there. But what's happened is that our retail stores originally started as kind of like a high touch, like you want to come in and get styled with a gala gown, and like very event based. That's what it was.
Yeah.
And what's happened is we've enabled.
People are excited about the event. They want
to and you want to you can pay a little money, work with the stylist, and get champagne. That's kind of it's this glamorous moment.
Yeah.
What's happened is we enabled our subscription customers to come in and exchange in the store, so they can drop off the items they have and grab something new. So you can think this is like what Blockbuster did years ago to try to compete with Netflix.
Yeah.
They just were a little too late.
Hopefully your better than
I know that's not a great one to bring up. But what's happened is the store, it's totally changed. Like in the last year, we have entirely had to rethink our retail strategy. And the reason is because our stores are now extensions of our customers' closets. And they are coming in rapid succession. We've had to expand our business hours. We're here with Isla because we've had to quickly build out high quality self-servicing tools, because the way our stores were originally built, we were not expecting to have hundreds of women show up at 8 a.m. in the morning trying to quickly get in and get out before the gym. And so that's really for us, it's things like personalization, things like self-service are not optional things that we're pushing into. They're things that our customers are dragging us into, or we're running with us, I guess is the right way to say it.
Yeah. So digital native brand obviously got started with kind of the rental event business, moved into subscription, but that in-store piece has come secondary. So maybe, first off, how big of a store presence do you have? Is it nationwide?
So right now we only have 5 stores.
Okay.
So it's not a ton. They're in our biggest markets. We have our flagship store here in New York. I think the kind of mode we're in right now is really trying to iterate as quickly as possible with those locations and the staff there to figure out what the right formula is. Because we've kind of stumbled on this customer behavior that is really interesting. Just the passion that our customers have for our stores and the amount of personalization we have to do, because we have tons of inventory. We have tons, and we have this problem where, okay, sure, we have online you can order thousands of styles.
It's stored away in some distribution
center.
Yeah,
so we're the largest dry cleaner in the U.S. It's true.
Right.
We're here in Secaucus, New Jersey. It's called the Dream Fulfillment Center. It's really cool. But yeah, so we have this huge selection there. I think we have 500,000 units, or more than at this point, and it's only going to continue. We're not like our customers are not slowing down. They're coming for stuff. But we can only put so much in a store.
Yeah.
Right. So the footprint of the store, when somebody's coming in and they just want to grab something, or let's say another thing is if we have an issue with one of our customers that was coming just through digital channels, we resolve those in store because that's the quickest way we can do it, and we put it in our major markets, which is actually a really great. I mean, it's not a great experience because nobody wants to have a problem. We don't want our customers to have a problem.
Yeah.
But if something gets shipped to me and it's important, and something's wrong with it, I don't want to have to wait to ship it again. I'm just going to hop on the subway and go a couple stops, and I'm looking for the Amazon store where I can actually go grab some things quicker.
And just walk out with the scan process.
Well, and that's that's what we're demoing here with Isla because they have these really cool light scanners, and that's what we've been using.
So let's talk a little bit about that. So as you mentioned, you're working with Isla.
Mm-hmm.
Talk a little bit about the technology and how you really think that's going to improve the in-store experience.
So for us, we build our own software. We're a technology company. And honestly, I think most retailers these days, it's either dawning on them now or they're trying to catch up to become a technology company. Because, it's so core to what we do now. But, we being digital first, that's kind of where we started. So, we wanted to be able to develop our own software with our own brand at the quality levels that we look for with our interactions. That was throwing shade a little bit at some POS makers, but we wanted to have that quality experience that really felt designer, and so we were really looking for something like we knew we needed self-service. We knew we needed something stylish, light, easy to use, and for us, actually, the scanning part is a big deal because all of our dresses have really tiny barcodes. They're about I think 4 millimeters wide. Yeah, they're tiny, and they go in the they're heat pressed, and so those are the only ways we can actually identify what an item is in our system. Not the only way, but it tells us about the unit. And so we needed our customers to be able to scan those really quickly. And they have a really cool technology. It's basically a camera. It's using the iPad's camera, and it looks really nice, and it scans really quickly. And basically, it just destroyed any other competition we looked at. So we've all of our stores have this.
Yeah, rolled it out to all 5 stores.
Yeah, and end to end, getting the project of moving. Kind of starting to evolve self-service. Our first self-service stuff was in our stores within a month of kind of starting to work with Isla and bring our developers using their SDKs. And then now it's about 4 months later, and every single one of our stores has it. It's only 5 stores, I understand. We're not up to the thousands yet. But what we're really doing is trying to find that perfect experience for customers and what is seamless, what is amazing. And as soon as we get that right, you'll see a lot more Rent the Runway stores. Yeah,
so that's it's a good segue to my next question is, maybe talk a little bit about the Rent the Runway customer and why it's important for you to you've talked about it, kind of that seamless experience, bridging online. They're doing a lot of searching online, shopping online, with that in-store experience when they want to return something or pick something up that's new.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so our customer, certainly it's primarily professional women right now, 20s and 30s generally. And, we are definitely a part of the sharing economy. We actually think that buying clothes and only wearing them twice is ecologically terrible. We've definitely done studies on this. You can mail things around all you want. Producing cotton and all the things we take for granted that we don't see going to clothes production is extremely wasteful. But we think it's dumb that you buy something and then you wear it twice and it falls apart, or it just dies in the back of your closet. Yeah. And when's the last time that you bought a song? Oh. A CD? Do you have? No. Did you bring your CD case with you?
No. Yeah. Right. Maybe 2004 or so.
Well, exactly. But now I'm guessing, I'm just going to be psychic. You have a subscription service for music that you use, right?
You do.
And you do because music is an experience, right? And it's not an asset. You don't own. And it's hilarious. We never owned the music. Copyright law. You never owned it, but you just had some plastic with some ones and zeros on it. Yeah. What does that mean to own your clothes? And I think for us, it's very much, we think clothing should be an experience. We want our customers to feel great, to look great every day. do it economically, because it's kind of a hidden tax for professional women also, is the clothing requirements, because even if you are relatively low salaried, women are expected to wear new things all the time. And so that's why, you know, we really have this heart, and certainly why we started the women's fashion, to just bring new great things. You look great in it, you wear it, you return it, and you get something new.
Yeah.
And we want our customers to do that. We want to really embed with their life. So that's why the stores, it really matters. Most of the people in our stores come in between 8 and 9 a.m.
Before work,
and like 5 to 7 p.m. after work. So that's and their clothes are jammed into their purses and or bags that they're carrying with them, and they just want to get in and get out. Like it's both an experience for them because they want to go look at the stuff and feel it, but it's also like stopping by Starbucks and just grabbing. And I don't know about you, but I go to Starbucks, and the only reason I go to Starbucks, it's not the coffee. It's not the coffee. Sorry, the coffee's. I don't know. It's expensive. Yeah. But you know what I do? I order on my phone. I don't have to talk to anybody, and it's just a
routine, and you're.
Yeah, I know. When I get out of my subway stop, I hit order, and I walk the 2 blocks to the office. But I walk into the Starbucks next door. They say hi. I grab my coffee, and then I go upstairs, and there's no delay. And that, like, I'm using that brand simply because it's easier than not.
Yeah.
And I think that's the bar now. Honestly,
you didn't even have to love the product. It's just you love the experience.
Exactly. If it's so seamless to come in and buy things, people will buy more, and they will make braver choices. And I just think like the bar has been raised at this point. It's past being raised.
So that's great. Then what's the feedback? I mean, obviously we've talked a little bit about, you know, the speed at which you can now operate. What's the customer feedback to these new kiosks that you've been? I mean, people love them, and they're just
I mean, our customers. One of the best things about them is that
is it just one in each store, or you have multiple?
No, we definitely have multiple. I mean, depends on the store and the size of it, but like for instance, our flagship store, I think we have 4 or 5, and we're expanding what they're doing. That is, you know, originally we just started with the return scanner because you can basically drop off really quickly and immediately open up those slots, which our customers love that because if you drop off something you wore in the store in the morning and you get to your desk, you look at our site, you click something. In New York City, we can get you you'll get that. So you'll probably get that item by the end of the day.
Yeah.
It'll arrive at your house. So that's within the time that you're at work. You can have a new thing to wear tomorrow or out that night. And that, you know, that experience itself, not even the shopping part, just the servicing part there. Yeah. No, and you know, our customers are not shy. They feel like they're in a sisterhood of sharing things. They give us a lot of information about the products. They give each other a lot of information about the products.
Feedback, a lot of community, community aspect to it.
Yeah, and they tell us what they want, which is great. I mean, they're like, more. Like, help this get faster. I want to select my things that have it in the store when I'm there. I mean, we're really, you know, Jen Hyman has this amazing vision, and this whole thing's been her amazing vision. But, you know, the goal that we've been tasked with is how do we have somebody wake up in the morning and have something to wear that they love every single day, and do that with something new, something amazing, and do that economically.
Yeah.
And ecologically.
That's what I was saying, the ecological.
Yeah, so how do we do that? And you know, to us, these so we're the closet in the cloud. That's what we call ourselves. That's what we've turned into.
Yeah,
we didn't really start that way.
I like it. Yeah, the closet in the cloud and the world's largest dry cleaner.
Yeah, we are. We got lots of titles. But then these physical closets are really your local closet. It's kind of like the place that you can go if you're in one of our markets and exchange there. Which is why, you know, I think it's something we want to invest in, because even in the very far future, our customers will want to go look at stuff. Like you look at like Warby Parker and why they have stores. It's because when you put on glasses, I mean, it's great to have the e-com part. It's great to have the direct to consumer, but it's nice to put on your face and look in the mirror.
Yep.
And if you have a problem, I know that I had a friend who had theirs break pretty quickly, and they went right into the store and they placed the order and helped them, and there was a smiling face, and it made the brand experience work together. Like, you know, e-com and retail are not enemies.
No.
They're only enemies if the only value you're providing your customer is that you're big and you have selection, and that's it. You're going to lose against e-com. Done. Sorry.
So is store expansion then kind of on the roadmap for 2018? You know, 5 markets now. Is that connect? You know.
Yeah. You know, I think. Well, I mean, I can't be specific. No, what we're really doing right now is tweaking the formula.
Okay.
There's a lot. I think you mentioned personalization. The size, how many things do our customers want to see? Right. We're trying to build their closet, and I think that the level, the quality of the personalization and the service that they need is really high, and there's a lot of open questions. Like, yeah, how many items do you need? Would you rather drive further and have like a warehouse-looking place? Would you rather have something at your gym or like a little closet in your office, maybe? Like, and then how do you operationalize that? I think we're tweaking with those formulas in our existing stores. We're rapidly working on this. I mean, but I think once we kind of figure out like that's what our customers want. This is the right pattern to follow in the next phase. I don't think we're there yet, but we're getting a lot closer.
As you see more web traffic coming from across the country and the new markets, then I guess that's going to kind of identify and kind of lead you into your decision making. Okay, maybe a store's warranted in whatever city that may be. Is that kind of the thought process there?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, honestly, I think that New York is most of the big cities we're already in. Women are traveling very far within Manhattan to get to our one store here. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that was an obvious place to do it, because this is our, women in New York are known for their fashion in the U.S., and Chicago is another big market for us because that's another kind of fashionable town. But yeah, and also we have a lot of data about our customers. That's really interesting. They tell us a lot, and we know exactly where they are too. So absolutely, we'll target where people are and personalize and customize.
So can you talk a little bit about the kind of internally the rollout of this new technology in store? Kind of who is involved, from your team, kind of getting senior management sign off on it, getting it into the store, getting the associates in store aligned with it as well. Can you talk a little bit about that whole process and timeline?
Yeah, I think so. Retail at Rent the Runway, because we've been a digital company, has always, or traditionally, was kind of a question mark. That is, if everything's online and you're doing this for events, how much do you make off each store? That was kind of the original, and I think that there was a lot of debate about it. We expanded it, but like trying to always figure that out, right? And I think, the process here, honestly, was once we enabled swapping in stores for our customers, it became very clear what needed to happen. Like, it wasn't anything that we had to go convince. I mean, honestly, Jen's always had this vision that it would be local and custom and quick.
But the need was quite apparent that you needed
right. So I think, the problem was clear. I actually myself, I am management, but I took a weekend and I worked with Isla and got one of their sample scanners and dusted off my keyboard and kind of built a prototype. And we actually mounted that in our office, in our headquarters for our employees. And so, actually, it's funny. That was such a success using one of our scanners in our store, in our office. That like today, I think the Wi-Fi was wonky.
Yeah.
And I was getting panicked emails from our our employees who are also customers, because they're like, "Wait, like IT just went and reset it. It's fine." But like, it was just funny to me how much this has become.
It's become dependent, and people rely on it.
And so that was like to put it in the stores with our passionate users there. I mean, it was a no-brainer.
Yeah.
And I think once we did that, then the next steps really become clear, which is just to get end-to-end servicing to make it really transparent. We're also working with lots of in-store experiences on our mobile app already. We have a fairly large iOS team that builds, I think we were App of the Week last week or something.
Cool. Very cool.
So they do a great job. But we've been adding things like knowing they're in the store, because they also have an account with us. It's really, if I walk into...
Yeah, the data angle, too, that you mentioned.
Well, if I walk into just a regular retailer, let's just pick a random big box, I don't know, Kmart, let's just go with that one. I think there's a lot of those left. So if I just walk in there, the chances of me giving my email address and a password and setting up a ongoing payment profile with them, it's just not part of the interaction, right? Where we have this very different model where, like, the first interaction, you can browse, but, like, the first real interaction you have is to become a member of our platform. To actually, even if it's a one-time rental, you're basically a member with us. So when you have that app, we know exactly who you are. We have your credit card on file. We know what you've rented. We know what you thought. And we know that, especially things like iBeacons, we can actually know that you were in the store, that you were looking at something, which items you were checking out, which were, it's amazing. We almost have too much data.
I was going to say that's a positive, and it also probably heightens the expectations, what your customers want. They know that you know this about them. it heightens their expectations and their.
It does, but we love that. I am so excited, and I think we're so lucky as a team to get to work on something where our customers care.
Yeah.
Right. It's not. Like I said, they're not
apathetic.
No, this is. They feel fantastic about this, right? I mean, this is so important to them. I mean, I think, the way you look helps change how you feel. And I think, the real moving stories we have too are like, especially with the rental business, it's like, especially people from backgrounds without a lot of opportunity, having something great to wear to an interview, or I mean, look, for $159 a month, that's not a ton of money if you think about how much you have to spend on clothes every year to be a professional woman.
Yeah.
It is a deal.
Yeah.
So we definitely, it's funny. We have some people in the very higher end who this is a great fashion moment for them. There's a whole bunch of other women who use this because it's actually enabling them to work in a professional environment where they couldn't go out and buy those clothes.
Yep, makes sense for them.
Yeah.
And then, so my final question, Hampton, is, you've just gone through this implementation with Isla. Can you talk about any advice that you might be able to offer other retailers, other merchants that are introducing new technologies? It could be in store, it can be something on within their app or on their sites. Just some thoughts there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you need to own the parts of your platform that are unique to your business. And I think actually with Isla, that's why it wasn't an implementation. They provided us with the parts that they're an expert at. It's beautiful hardware. We're not a hardware manufacturer. No. That is not anywhere. Logistics and buying and software, but we're not that. They have iPads inside of it, made by Apple, who is the premier hardware. I look around the show and I see some of the interesting hardware solutions.
Yeah.
But our stores, they know how to fix an iPad. They know how
Yeah.
to go buy one, right? And it's pretty cheap. These we're using consumer things for an enterprise, great rollouts. And I think, my advice is outsource the things that you're not good at and focus on the things that you are good at. And in one of these implementations, don't go with something that leaves you giving up the thing that is core to your business. Yeah. I think that it's too tempting as a business and as a business owner with a budget to write a bigger check, to have somebody else do the work for you. But if it's not core to your business, then hey, don't do it.
Then hand it over. But capitalize on your core strengths.
Absolutely, and grow them because that is your IP.
Yeah.
There's no more. You're not competitive just because you got a slightly cheaper price on something. You're not competitive because just pure financing, right? These companies, all retail companies now, we have to be competitive on our USP, and that needs to be yours. And because if you just buy something that somebody else has, well, what are you doing? And anybody can go buy that, and you're exposed.
Especially in women's apparel, where it's so ultra competitive.
Ultra competitive, and there's a ton of money. And we're taking a whole other approach, though. So, yeah.
Great. Well, I want to take this opportunity to thank Hampton Catlin of Rent the Runway for joining me today at NRF. Thanks, Hampton.
No problem.
Thanks for listening. For more information on this episode, be sure to visit our podcast channel page at www.mytotalretail.com/podcast for show notes. Total Retail Talks is available on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, and Google Play, but please remember to subscribe to our podcast channel page as well. Thanks, and until next time, this has been Total Retail Talks.